What do you think about the weight cut issue now because of the IV ban? For people listening to this, don't know what we're talking about. You used to be able to make weight, and then after you made weight, you could rehydrate with IVs, intravenously. They banned that because fighters, apparently, people in other sports have used IVs to mask performance-enhancing drugs. So they banned IVs. A lot of people think it's dangerous because they think it's the most efficient way to rehydrate, and if you're going to have weigh-ins, and especially if you're going to have a big disparity of weight classes. Like, you're in a weight class like 125 where there's a 10-pound jump between 125 and 135, but a lot of them, like 85 to 205, that's 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Or 205 to 265 is crazy. 60 pounds. It's a giant difference.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm all for it. I've never had the IV, not once in my whole entire career. And there's been times I had to cut 8.5 pounds the day of weigh-ins. I think it's going to help people fight more at their natural weight classes. You know, I honestly think I'm probably one of the smallest guys in the flyweight division. You know, this morning, I don't know when I woke up, but I know yesterday I woke up at 141.5. And I had beer, good food the night before. So I'm a small guy. So when I cut to 125, I mean, it's a hard cut. I'm you know, cutting 15 pounds. But I rehydrate very well. I never get tired when I fight because I make sure I do my homework, learn how to diet right, and then make sure I get enough water in me so I can have the water to cut out of my system. But for guys who, you know, I know John Dotson, I've heard he gets to like 157, 160. I've never seen.
Does he really?
That's what I've heard on the street. I know Joseph, he used to get big between his fights, but I heard he's kind of, you know, last time I talked to him, he's kind of stayed a little bit lower. Because in reality, it's like, what's the point of getting big and put muscle on? Eventually, you're going to have to cut it off anyways. I mean, the first thing that goes when you're losing weight is typically muscle, then the fat, and then so forth. So for me, I'm all for it. I think you're going to start seeing a lot of guys like Hannah Brow. He's going to fight at 145 now. Who knows Conor McGregor? He has a huge cut to 145. He's going to possibly fight at 155. So I think it's good. I mean, obviously, I know a lot of guys love the way you can IV. But now they're like, I think the biggest thing is they're like, whoa. We used to be able to do this for 20 years plus, and now you're just going to come here and say we can't do it? What? I thought this was America. So I think that's where people are getting their panties in a bunch.
Well, the solution to that would be only have IVs that were supervised by doctors. Or here's a better solution. Give someone a blood test at the weigh-ins, like you don't need a lot of blood. You just prick them, get a little bit of blood, then let them IV, and then, you know, test the blood, so then you know if they're doing anything. It's real simple. Then test them after the fight, and you're covered. Yeah,
and I think they're trying to do, my personal opinion, I remember when we were doing the USADA meeting, and it cracked me up because he was like, well, that's a totally different story, but he said that one fighter came in, didn't give a name, came in, did his test before the fight. No, before weigh-ins. Tested. That test came back clean. But then after the fight, they did the post-fight. They're like, okay, there's something. No. So he came in, weighed in. They tested him before he weighed in. Then after weigh-ins, they tested him again. Then after the weigh-ins, after the fight, they tested him. And they're like, okay, whoa, something's wrong here. Because he rehydrated. And he was hiding something when he rehydrated. And then the USADA guy, I forget his name. He's like the head guy, bald guy.
Jeff Nowitzki.
He was saying this guy was hiding something. We didn't further depth, and he was masking drugs with the IV. And so I think we've already had that happen in our sport, and that guy got caught.
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know.
I don't even know who that is.
He didn't even give a name.
Really?
Yep.
Well, how is that possible? I thought all that stuff is public.
No. It didn't go public because the person got caught, but he didn't give the name of the story of who the person was, who they tested.
So he wouldn't say who got caught.
Yeah. So let's say
he just was saying how someone got caught, and the person who got caught, we know that they got caught, so it was public that they got caught.
Yes, but we didn't know the whole story logistic behind how he got caught. And then he was like, this was recent, so it happened just recently. So.
Who the hell could that have been? Who's been popped recently? Let's speculate.
Yeah.
The rumor mill. Well, there's been a few guys. Well, obviously this is a sport that in the beginning
you could do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, and a lot of people did whatever the fuck they wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember, I know a lot of people I remember you were a big fan of, dude, hey Joe, me and you're gonna fight. You want to juice? I'll juice too. If we're on the same plane. And I think back in the day, the culture of it was okay with that. Because don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure when God made us, He goes, "I'm gonna build you to be able to fight." Year after year, take all this damage to the head. And somebody was like, "What's the best way to take a shot, a punch?" I was like, there isn't, my friend. Your body's not designed to get beat up on. It's not
at all.
And so, but with the TRT or testosterone or HGH, all that stuff, it helps the recovery of it, so you can have a long career.
It doesn't just seem to help; it seems to help your ability to take punishment.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what's crazy. It's like a lot of these guys that are juiced up, they can take a better shot.
I tell you what, when I fought Ali Bagotinov, my father-in-law goes, dude. After we got done the fight, he goes, I came home and he saw my knees. My knees were just blown up.
You beat the fuck out of that dude. And he hung in there, man.
Yeah, he did. And my father-in-law came to me, he goes, I guarantee you he's going to pop for something. No man can take a beating like that and be able to walk away like that. I promise you.
And
sure
after
enough,
the fight?
After the fight, I'm playing video games. Somebody calls me, did you hear what happened? I was like, no. What's up? And he goes, he popped for
EPO.
EPO. And I was like, shit. Huh, no worries. And Matt was floored. He goes, no wonder, because when we studied tape on him, Matt was like, he's going to get tired, and you're going to be able to finish him.
He still got tired.
He still got tired. But
which is incredible.
Yeah, and then Matt was like, you're going to be able to finish him. And then when we didn't finish him, Matt was like, that's the reason why, because he never got tired. And
he never got as tired as he should have.
Exactly.
Well, he's a guy that he's got there's a style of fighting where it's kind of like you're going all in.
Yeah.
And that's what he does with all his punches. He's pushing all his chips in. He's throwing 100% effort into all of his punches. He grits down his teeth. He winds up with his punches, and he's got good power.
Oh yeah.
But that style, you just can't fight like that for 5 rounds. You just can't do it. And it's really not a smart style anyway, because those punches come slower.
Yeah.
And there's a few guys that still fight like that, even though that's one of the worst ways to do it.
There's a lot of guys who still fight like that, but
you can get away with it if you blow the guy out in the first round.
Exactly. And another side of that, the double-edged sword, is that it's very exciting. People like that.
Yeah,
People are like,
sure.
oh my God,